Good morning. And what is this now? Ron, did you get a new camera? Like you need another one or something? Well, I got another camera, but it sure isn't new. In fact, it's actually a lot older than I originally thought it was. But you're going to have to watch the rollback to see what this is all about. Now, as for today, the plan is I want to see if I can get our anchor chain brass blacked. Yeah, I'm going to use a brass black on this brass chain. I'm assuming this is brass. We'll soon know. A couple of viewers said that they had had success doing this, so I'm going to go with it. I don't think I brass blacked either of the other chains. I do remember actually spraying the Bismarck chain. That turned out pretty good from what I remember. But I want to just try this brass black stuff and see how it'll work, and then we'll know for the Iowa's chain. Now, that's about what I'm gonna do is the anchor chain. I can't see myself getting into the railing today. I'm realizing that the railing basically it's only the railing that goes around on the gunnels. It appears to me that all the other railing that goes on the superstructure here, it was already pre-measured out, and we've put it on already. There actually isn't that much, and around the little boats there, you would think that there would have been railing, but really there wasn't. I guess you just had to be super careful when you're walking around there. Anyway, now, I did find a really good drawing in Carlo's book of those little boxes, that we were wondering which way do they go, and it was under the ladder and those boxes. I'll show it to you later if I remember. It's an excellent drawing. I wish it was a photograph. Photographs are the real thing. Drawings, you can make up anything. But I think it's probably a pretty good representation of what those boxes look like. Okay, let's not beat this to death here. Let's roll back and see how we got this. I was in the process of doing the final edit in yesterday's episode, and I hear my doorbell ring. I look over at the monitor and I see the mailman there again. So I go to the door, and I guess he heard me coming. He turns around, scoops my parcel back out of the delivery box, hands it to me, and as you will hear me say, I was not expecting it.
Hopefully they're awesome things.
This one I was not expecting.
Well, I'm glad I could surprise you.
Okay, thank you.
Have a nice day.
Okay, I recognize the name here. And as far as I can tell, this is from somebody who has been at least commenting for going on, pretty much a year now, maybe not quite that long. And I only get one shot at this, so I want to make sure that I've got the camera and everything set right, because I can only open this once. Somebody else uses Amazon Prime. Okay, well, let's what do we got going on here? For heaven's sakes. Purama. Okay. Oh, for heaven's sakes. This is not what I was expecting. I thought that what was going to happen is that it was going to probably be another mug. Oh, for heaven's sake, I have never seen a camera like that. Purama Special. I'll have to go on the internet and read up on that. I don't want to be forcing anything. Yeah, before I let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to go on the internet and find out what's going on here. This is made in England. I would think that this probably goes back to the 50s. I'm just guessing, going by the style and everything. Yeah, probably around the 50s, maybe the 60s. I don't want to force anything until I find somebody that has actually got one of these and knows exactly what it is. But it's obviously a type of camera. You can see in the back here where you put the film in. Going by the size of it, I would say it would take a film that I used to call a 620. 620 and 127 used to be the common ones. And the 620 was a little bit wider, and then they on the back of on the paper part of the film, that they would have numbers, usually about three rows of numbers, and the windows would be in the appropriate place to catch the numbers as they went by. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see what we got here. So this particular viewer thought I'd be very interested in having this because photography is a hobby. Yeah, it's been my hobby for many, many years, but I have never seen a camera like that. So, well, thank you so much. I'm genuinely touched. Yeah, I wonder what the story is behind this. There's huh. Yeah, made in England. Oh, for goodness sakes. All right. Thank you. Okay, just a quick update here. After I was finished looking at this and trying to figure out how to open the back, and anyway, I thought, I opened that box from the bottom. Maybe if I had opened it from the top, there might have been a letter or something. And it turns out there is. I have not opened it yet. It looks like a card of some kind. If it's personal, you'll never see this clip. But see what we got here. And okay, here we go. Oh, this one says personal, so we won't open that on camera. Okay. Okay, well, thank you very much. Okay. I am touched. And this one here, I'll check it out off camera. Okay, it is morning, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about this camera. There's at least 3 people that have talked about it on the internet. If you on YouTube, and if you were to Google Perma Special Speed Camera, you can find out all about it. The only thing I'm going to mention is for you camera buffs that are probably interested right now. Okay, when you take the lens cap off, the lens pops out. The lens is a fixed focus lens, probably at infinity. It says it's an f6.3, so it's not a fast lens, and it's not in millimeters; it's in inches. So it says 2 1/4. Now I believe that means 2 1/4 square, because a 2 1/4 inch in focal length, that'd be a telephoto lens, and this is not a telephoto lens. So I guess they mean it's 2 1/4 square. Now I got to thinking about this later, and I realized that 2¼ inches would be just about the right focal length for a camera of this style. Even if it was 2¼ square format. That works out to approximately 57 millimeters, and a 57 millimeter lens, if it was a fixed focus lens, would be just about the right size to give sort of a semi-wide angle view. Yeah, especially being as it's fixed focus. Anyway, I don't want to be getting into that. So it probably was a focal length of 2¼ inches, or 57 millimeters. It does shoot a square image. What is really unique about this camera is you can't focus it, you can't change the f-stop, but you can change the shutter speed, and there are 3 shutter speeds. And you're not going to believe this, but the way you change the shutter speed is the way you hold the camera. Like in this position, it's the normal shutter speed. You hold it this way, and it will go slow. You hold it this way, and it will go fast. That's how you change the shutter speed. Very unique. It obviously worked because they kept this camera in production for several years. First came out in 1937. Now, what really threw me about this camera is the fact that, on the age that is the design. It is way ahead of its time in design. In 1937, they didn't have cameras that looked like this. They were still sort of a box camera type, whereas this is the sort of thing you could almost slip it into a large pocket or a purse. Very very modern design for 1937, and of course that unique shutter speed. Oh, and about the shutter. It's a focal plane shutter. I'm not going to take the back off it and go into all that. You can find that on the internet. There's people that actually do that on YouTube. So yeah. Anyway, let's move on and see if we can brass black our anchor chain here. I don't see why this won't work. Okay, a couple of things here. I was going to use this again. It seems to me I used something like this before. And then I thought I could be able to zoom right in and see the thing changing color. But I remembered that it's hard to agitate something like this. And I was thinking that a test tube would be easy to agitate. And being as we don't need all of this chain, that's for sure. I should be able to just leave a little bit sticking out of it. And then put my finger over the end and agitate back and forth. At least that's the plan right now. I've never tried it like this before. It might be the last time I do it because it may not work out. And I was just thinking I'll put my finger over it, and then I thought, I wonder if this stuff is harmful. So I'm reading on the side here where it says that you should wear gloves. Protective gloves. Okay, well. Here we go. All right. Now, I'm going to go half water and half brass black. I'm not going to go the full solution. I have found that this stuff seems to, for some reason, work better if it's diluted down. And several viewers have mentioned that in the past as well as just recently, to dilute it down. So let's dilute it down. You know, that is kind of corrosive. Look at how it has corroded the seal on the top of that metal seal that I think was probably some kind of aluminum. Now that's interesting. I never noticed that before. Okay. So all right, we'll take about this much of brass black. And we'll get our lid on here before we accidentally have an accident. There we go. All right. And we'll take about this much water. We'll rinse out our pipette because I might want to reuse this. Now the plan is that after I think that the chain is about as dark as I want it, then I'm going to put it in water and rinse it off. It might sort of help to stop the reaction. Okay, now I don't want this to completely fall in there. There must be a better way of doing this. I think the problem is I'm trying to do it on camera. Okay. This may not have been a good idea, folks. Can you see what I'm doing here? There we go. Okay. And we'll just leave a little bit sticking out here. And if I put my finger over it like that, it should be sealed, right? It's kind of bunching together, but it is blackening. Oh yeah, it's blackening pretty good. I wonder if it's going to have a tendency to freeze together, and it's going to come out all in one big glump. I know you can't see that too good there, but let's just try that. Now, don't let it fall in. Oh yeah. Uh-oh. What do we got going on there? Well, I guess I'm going to have to untangle it later. Oh, it's untangling. Oh, there we go. Just let her go. Now, as for this, I think what I'll do is I'll just throw this this out. There's no use keeping it. We didn't use very much brass black, and it's not like I use it a lot. So, okay. After I get it untangled, we'll take a look at it. Okay, I think it's pretty much dry now. If I was to rub on it, I probably would get right through to the brass, so I don't want to do that. The more I poke on it, the more chances I have of. You can see that there is in some of the links. You can see brass sort of glinting through. I don't know why that would be. I could try it again, but I think that there's quite a difference. It's when it's laying on the deck or on the slipway, I guess you'd call it, of the anchor chain slipway. I think it's going to look pretty normal from arm's length anyway. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with this anymore. I'm basically happy with it. Is it the right color? I don't know. Possibly not. It could have been maybe was originally painted a dark gray or something. Who knows what they painted it? Doesn't matter. It's at least it doesn't look like a brass chain that you just took from around your neck or something. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Earlier this morning, when I first started watching our sunrise, I thought, oh boy, this is really going to be a good one. Gotta get this one. And as time passed, I soon realized that the weather reporting individual had other plans. Okay, time is really getting away on us here, and I suddenly realized that at the beginning of today I said something about I'd show you the pictures that I found of, or the drawings that Carlo did of those boxes. So we've got this one here. This is probably the one that would be under the ladder or close to it. And then over here we have a more close-up view of it. Now, I'm wondering, why would there be what looks to be a little window in the top of that? Yeah. Okay, back to the anchors. Okay, now I'm thinking in terms of how are we going to fasten the anchor chain on and when? Or do we want the anchor to be up into the hawse pipe, or do we want it to be sort of hanging down? I suppose I could have one of each. Now, I don't want to be scratching everything up here because this. Oh no! Come to think of it, we did do the clear coat on the side of the hull, didn't we? Uh-oh. I didn't want to glue this in place because I had thought that I might want to have it angled one way or the other. So it'd be nice if we could lay the Rodney on its side. Well, when I went to get groceries with my neighbor this morning, he was asking me how's the Rodney coming, and I said it'll probably be done in about a month. And but I don't know if I keep running into little problems like this, and then I mentioned to him that I had just realized that I hadn't put the ladders on down the sides. Okay, I'm going to have to reposition here. I'm trying to do this so the camera can see it, and it's just too awkward. Sorry about that. No, maybe I better close it up a little bit more. This wire is actually stiffer than I thought. I should have maybe picked the finer wire. There, that's sort of what I have in mind. Okay, now. Oh, for goodness sakes. Oh. I'm sure that there's a more awkward way to do this. I am so stubborn, aren't I? All right, this is not going to line up. The shank or shaft or whatever you want to call it for the anchor is going too much that way. It's not coming out the hole here. The other alternative is to have the anchor chain. I know I can get the anchor chain back up through there, and then just have the anchor hanging down a little bit. I remember once somebody told me that when the ship is coming into port, they used to drop the anchors down just above the water line. The idea being that if they had to in an emergency, try and stop as quickly as they could quickly drop the anchors, as well as throwing everything into reverse, I guess. Yeah, I can imagine it'd take quite a while to get one of these things to stop. Maybe just hanging down there from the chain might look good. That should be a lot easier than trying to mess around with trying to get the plastic cut just right here so that it would go at an angle like this instead of an angle like this. Okay, I'll think about it. Okay, you'll recognize this as just an ordinary piece of electrical wire, not hose wire, but like from an extension cord. I think this was probably out of a number 16 gauge wire, and I'm guessing there's 50 or more strands of this very, very fine wire in it. Now, there's two different ways I can fasten. Maybe I should put the macro lens on so you can see here, and then we'll talk. Okay, there are two ways that I know of to fasten this link onto that clevis. And this clevis is all one piece. It's not like the ones that we did with the Bismarck where this clevis was actually a separate little piece that we put on. I can split this and get it on there, but as you can see when you look close like this, that chain is, I'm wondering if that's to scale. Could this be maybe a chain for a 1/350 scale? Because somehow it looks kind of delicate to me. I would have thought it would have been bigger, but maybe not. Maybe the clevis really was that big. Okay, or I can take some thread and wrap it around a couple of times, tie a knot, use some CA thin to hold the knot, or I can use this wire. Now this wire is, I measured it just for the fun of it, and it is 9.5 thousandths of an inch in diameter. That's just barely twice the thickness of a human hair. Okay, I think I'm going to go with the wire option, and if it's too hard, then I won't do it. But I should be able to tie it on with this wire. Yeah, I think I might have better luck than with thread. On the other hand, I don't know. But you know what? I think that's going to have to be in the next episode. It's getting on here this afternoon. So thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow. Always have to poke at it.